He is not going to go to trial. He is going to admit he's pleading guilty. Wait, that's not you, right? No, Brittany. Oh yeah, yeah. Hold on. Here, I'll invite you. Wait, how do I do that? Oh, here we go. I guessed. Okay, I just invited you. Um, so he is. There she is, the lovely Brittany. Oh shit.
Hello.
Hold on. I thought you were staying at the game. Oh shit. Sorry. Okay. Focused. I'm back. So welcome, Brittany. Thank you so much for coming up. You guys, this is only her second live ever. I told her we're nice. Be nice, people. I said, don't be shy. So I want to do a quick rundown for everyone coming in. So we're talking about the Idaho 4 Brian KOHBERGER case. So prosecution has said from day one, they absolutely positively will not do a plea deal. They won't. They felt like they had all of the evidence, so they're not going to do a plea deal. He is set to go to trial in August, and all of a sudden, bam, they come with a plea deal, and he's accepting, which he also said that he would never accept. So that makes me think, is their case as concrete as they said? Right? So my mind is open. I think he was involved in a way, but I think that there's more to the story. So Brittany thinks that he's innocent. I think he's involved. We're gonna have a conversation about it, and then we're gonna open it up for everyone to come in. So Brittany, what do you think? Wait, who said he would never accept? I think his attorney said at one point that he would not accept a plea deal even if one was offered, because he was innocent, and they would be able to prove that he was innocent. Now, I will say, working in the judicial side for a while, just because pleas are offered does not mean that the state does not have enough evidence. Sometimes they will take it as the family does not want to go through all of that, right? But that doesn't seem to be the case here, at least in one side. Now, granted, there's 4 families, but one family is pissed. I haven't heard from the other 3. Well, it's not like they're calling me like, hey, Angie, guess what? But the release, right? One family is not happy about the situation. I don't know about the other ones. So it could be that. It could be a number of things. And if he goes to trial, he's found guilty, and he does get the penalty, you have the appeal phase for 30 years, whatever. If there's a plea and he takes the plea, there's no appeals. So the case is done and over, said, you know what I'm saying? So the families technically get to move on. When you go through trial and you take a plea, you really don't get to move on. It comes up every couple of years. You go through the whole same process again. So that's my 2 cents. I'm going to let Brittany give you her 2 cents.
Thank you, Angie. That was good. So I wish I could find my other notebook I had from
Oh,
when
shit. She has multiple notebooks. Oh, my God. I have none.
when I first started researching the case when it first came out. Can I give like a little tiny backstory on
Give it all, girl. Give it.
I'm obsessed with true crime because I actually was sort of involved in a case years ago as a victim. Yeah, a very pretty well-known case in Oregon. I don't know if you've ever heard of Ward Weaver.
Of who?
His name is Ward Weaver.
It sounds very familiar because I'm not too far from Oregon.
Yeah. It's Ashley Pond and Miranda Gaddis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me, I had like a tiny relationship with his son when I was like 15 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a night where he roofied. And if my friend didn't walk in the house to get me in time, but he's now actually in prison for that. So, I've been like obsessed with true crime for years upon years.
Yeah.
But okay, anyway, sorry. Okay, so like I said, I wish I would have been able to find my other notebook. But what I came up with like earlier today. So there's a couple of reasons why I think that he is innocent or halfway innocent, or like you said, he may have a little something to do with it. Let's see. I think he is trying to, or he's getting the plea deal because he never stood a chance. Like he's never going to stand a chance because it's always been a one-sided since the very beginning. All the corruption, all of everything. Like, why did they tear the house down before trial? Like so quick.
Yeah, I would. Does anybody know that? And, like, even in the comments, does anybody? I've never seen that, heard of that before. Now, if you guys are not from this area, Moscow is a very small little town, right? I know that they said that because it's such a small little college town, that it was like an eyesore. It was a like a trauma, right, for the kids coming on. I feel like there's so much more. They've been able to keep buildings up for other things. The school had it done. School. I feel like though, even with the school, like the state should have said, no, that's a crime scene. We need to preserve it, not rent it out, leave it as is. Shit, we'll put a tent or do whatever to preserve it from that. But I think that's crazy. That was being torn down was a huge issue. Yeah.
So yeah, the house and it being just one-sided. And I also think there's maybe like a little loophole. Say that he is taking the deal, whatever. Everybody says it's done. He is like so very smart in criminal justice that I think there might be a tiny little loophole in there after the fact. I don't know if that can happen. I don't.
You mean of him not accepting it, or you're saying if he accepts it, there being a loophole after?
Yeah, if he does accept it and after the fact, like say everything that has come out.
Yeah. I think that once he accepts a plea deal, it's done. There's no you lose your right to appeal. You lose your right for absolutely anything and everything. He'll just, so I don't know how that would benefit him.
Okay, because down here I wrote there's a part that says shady shit and there's a whole bunch of bullet points. No, I think like Latah County especially is very corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they had only like a 2-year detective leading the case.
Right.
He's only been there for 2 years.
Yeah, it's a very, very small town. Now, Alicia said something I do want to read that she says she's thinking he may back out tomorrow. I have been thinking that as well. I feel like he's smart enough. He's playing a mind game. It's like he's mind fucking all of us. I feel like he's got enough people talking. I absolutely feel that he's going to go tomorrow and back out and then have everybody run in to try to still get shit done. So I'll be curious about that too.
Yeah, for sure. And the fact that they closed, or the prosecution put a gag order like from the get-go. We didn't know a lot of things. A lot of stuff got leaked. Also, the medical examiner was telling the public how she found their bodies and this crazy stuff that a medical examiner would never and should never do. Oops, sorry.
No, you're good. They do have it locked in, but until he goes in front of the judge and accepts it, he can turn it down at any time. So just because they have it written all out and that all the everything is agreed upon, until he goes in front of that judge and the judge signs it, it's not locked in. Okay, sorry, go ahead. No,
you're good. You're good. And also I think I came in when you were talking about the roommates.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that she stood him face to face in a doorway, saw his bushy eyebrows, and the text between. That does not make sense at all to me.
Okay, so
I don't know.
Just again, I've not been doing so. We were saying that, or we're thinking that maybe they were too drunk to realize, but. If that was the case, how are they drunk enough to realize something was going on? And then to clearly text back and forth. Matter of fact, their texts from the ones that I've seen were clearer than in the Karen Reed thing when she couldn't even type how long to die in cold. She typed how long to die in cold and then mistyped something else. So these two girls are so drunk. Now, Brittany was on the bottom. Maybe not her as much, but Dylan to me just seems so sketch. But remember, Brian's attorney wanted to I can't remember what that's called. Wanted to do some type of order on Brittany because Brittany had evidence that would prove him innocent. But what happened to it?
I remember that. That was in the very beginning.
Yeah, remember they said this was before the text messages, anything came out. They said Brittany had information that would exonerate him to show that he is innocent.
Oh, Bethany.
Bethany, sorry, what did I say?
Brittany.
I'm looking at your name. Sorry, not you, Brittany. You don't have information. Bethany, I apologize. And then that just kind of disappeared. Does anybody else remember that? Hi, Beth.
Yeah, and they didn't want to call upon them because they were just so traumatized. So, like, they have nothing to do with the case now or something.
I don't know. And they've never come out. But this is the thing. And like I said, I want to get your opinion on this, Brittany. So when it first happened, or, when the detectives first came out, remember, they said it was such a blood bath. Blood was sleeping on the outside of the walls, right, of the house. How did the roommates for 8 hours, they still moved through the house? Why did they call and say that the Highlander was on it? Why did they call and say somebody was non-responsive? Well, they weren't non-responsive. They were, gone. And how did they not see? They saw no blood. Officers saw it before they walked in. Blood was seeping on the outside of the house, but the people on the inside of the house didn't see it.
Right.
Something's weird with that.
Yeah.
Hey, James, you tell Ashley I said. Okay? I don't know. I just think something's weird with that.
Yeah. Do you also remember another gentleman? He was a veteran. His name is Brent Kolpaka. He was very big in the case at the very beginning.
Brent. Was he one of the ones that... No, he wasn't the one that was dating somebody. Thank you so much.
No.
I don't remember. Remind me of him.
So I'm pretty sure he may have had a connection with Brian, or they lived in the same apartment complex. But BK, Brian KOHBERGER, BK, Brent Kopaka, and there was like a shootout or something. And I don't know if he did it, or like if he did to himself, or if the shootout did it. But he was like, he had links to King Roadhouse or the people inside of it.
Oh, interesting. I don't remember that.
No, you don't. Oh my goodness.
No, I don't remember that at
Find my
all.
other notebook. Oh my goodness.
No, that's okay. I'll definitely have to look it up though, because I am curious. Because I just feel like there's more to it. I don't feel like he did it. I feel like he has a play in it, right? There's a part of it. But did he do all of that himself in the matter of, what was it? What did they say? It was like 11 minutes or something.
It was either like 9 or 11 minutes. 4 people.
How crazy is that? 9 or 11 minutes? That's crazy. 4 people. And what about someone else mentioned that about the DoorDash. Oh, who wants to come up? Angie's gonna come up and join us. 2 Angies. That could be dangerous.
Hello.
Hi, Angie. How are you, love?
Good. So I have a couple things. So
Yeah.
I had, and Brittany may have been on this too. There is a creator that actually drew a diagram of the instrument that he used, and stood her body side by side, so like in a perpendicular way, so you can see the side of her.
Okay.
And she put the instrument through herself in the picture,
Yeah.
and one jab would have went through the entire body.
Really?
Yeah. So if you look at the knife and what the knife is used, the jab is used for,
Uh-huh.
it's easily, in my opinion, to see how that would have happened. You got 2 people, one drunk as hell, laying there passed out completely. The other one's sleeping and they're in the same bed. So he comes in and all he has to do is do twice. That's it.
But he did multiple, right? I mean, it
So,
was like over.
well, I think Kaylee tried to get up out of the bed after she figured out somebody was in the room.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
We're
that's
talking
been
about
said.
the Idaho 4. We're talking about Brian
So
KOHBERGER.
that would have taken care of that. And that knife is like used for deboning,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a military knife. So there's a lot to be said about the knife itself.
So Angie, you think he did it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do
By
you think
himself. He doesn't
by
have any
him?
friends. He doesn't, he's a loner.
Yeah.
I listened to one of his roommate or classmates has a TikTok actually, and he was describing some of the things that they did in class, and they actually created crime scenes in class
Mm-hmm.
and carried them out. And so I feel that this is just one of him trying to act out his feelings and how it would be in real life for somebody to do this.
Yeah. No,
So
I
it's his homework basically.
yeah. You know, when if you think back to like some of the older cases, right, with Ted Bundy and all of them, they were in that the Green River Killer. I was neighbors with him. Why am I losing his name?
Oh, my brother, he was his death row officer.
Oh, really? Yeah, we grew up in the same neighborhood. We used to play where some of the were found. Of course, we never saw any. We were safe because we were kids, and that was not his primary target. But they were very smart, right? They're very intelligent individuals, and they
Oh, he's had this planned out for a while.
huh?
He has this planned out for a while,
Yeah, no,
in my opinion.
so
And then as far as the other roommates go,
yeah,
the two that were still alive, they were totally hammered, drunk. The only pieces that we know is what I put in the chat. There was no evidence anywhere of any screaming.
mm-hmm,
The only thing that Dylan had heard was Kaylee upstairs playing with her dog and coming down the stairs saying, "Someone is here."
mm-hmm,
And the other piece was, "Oh, I'm here to help you."
yeah. Well, now
So
so the video footage that came out from the ring camera from the neighbors of the screaming that happened at that same time, is that false, or
there's,
I feel like
I
some
mean, I only go
information has been
based
put out.
on,
I don't know.
yeah, I only go based on what is in the documents from the court
Yeah,
stuff. I don't speculate too much.
yeah.
Um,
Hazel, you're right about that. Yeah, he did study the B2K, but
yeah,
that was his like, you know,
and his instructor wrote a book or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole
And
thing is crazy. So you think then that the roommates just, but why would it take 8 hours?
so
And
it's a
why
party
call all the
house.
people? That's what's not clicking in my mind.
So if you look, that doors were never locked.
Uh-huh.
It was a party house. So there were always people in and out of there. They didn't know every person that was in and out of there. And there's evidence of that because of the body cams and things that have been shown on documentaries. Let's see, what else? So I just think that was a big party house and they didn't know who was coming and going at all times.
Well,
And
that piece I grasp, right?
and she was drawn. I mean, Bethany was downstairs, so she probably had no clue what was going on.
Yeah, until
Dylan
Dylan
was
told her, because Dylan
upstairs.
texted her right when
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
And then
And
Bethany
so I
told
think
her,
Dylan woke up in the middle of all of it, but wasn't
Yeah.
really alert enough to figure out what was going on.
yeah, and so Bethany told her to come downstairs. So, and I grasp all of that, right? So my question though, that I can't, that my mind is stuck on is, is why did it take till almost noon to call the police, and why were so many other people inside of the
I
house
can answer that.
before the police were called, and how did nobody see blood to where then it just went to an unconscious?
I can answer that. So,
Okay,
in my opinion, again, there was no screaming that was documented. There was nothing out of the ordinary that would have alerted anyone to call.
Okay.
She's seen, my opinion, well, from what we know, Xana was on the floor in her room with the door partially shut and her feet at the door. So when she walked by, all she could see was just her feet. And she knew it was her, but she couldn't have seen the blood, again, because it just took one jab. That's all it would take.
But, well,
So there
I
would
mean,
be
I
no
think
reason
whether,
to see them because she didn't, it was dark.
yeah.
If she would have opened the door completely, then yes, I would say so. But didn't it say she just walked by and saw her? But
Well,
when what's his name, went in to check it all out, he actually had to try to force the door open before he saw anything.
yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm
So there would be nothing, I guess in my opinion, there would have been nothing to alert me, being a party house, being people drunk and passed out there quite often.
except
That
for the fact that Dylan did say that she heard a scream in the text message, and she knew something was wrong because she continued to text him.
where
I think
does
it
it
was
say
like
where the scream is though?
in
I
the
didn't,
in the
that's not
te-
in the,
in the text messages there was something along those lines, and then she said they tried to message her like 27 times, like, please let me know you're okay. Are you okay? Are you okay? Please respond. I need to know you're okay. Are you okay? They tried to call in all the text messages. And again, if the police can see the blood on the outside of the house,
that's not been verified either.
that the blood on the outside, there's pictures.
Correct.
Hold on.
They are there. I know which ones you're talking about.
Okay.
But there's
I was
no,
like, I
they're
swear I
not,
saw
it's not
something.
been verified that it's been blood though.
That it's not blood?
Right.
What is it?
Not sure. They haven't really said.
Let me see if I can find that.
But if it wasn't there the day of, the night of,
Do we know that?
Let me see.
I mean, I feel like
I'm
if-
sorry. I just go based on facts. I don't do hardly any speculation. I just go what has been presented to us so far. Because we can speculate all day long.
Oh, absolutely. And that's all I want to go on is facts. I don't want to go on what if, right? Because that's how, Angie, you've been running long enough. That's how I like to go.
Right.
I like
So
to
that's,
go.
and I'm not trying to challenge. I'm just trying to
I
speak
know.
what
Bro, I love these conversations.
yeah. And so
100%.
I think it could easily have been done in the time frame that he was there. He went upstairs. He knew exactly what he was doing. He went to the sliding glass door, went up the stairs. I don't think he expected Kaylee to be in the room, to be honest. I think that
Yeah, I think that was a shock.
incidental when they were texting Jack to do whatever, and they both ended up falling asleep and passing out, actually. Not falling asleep, passing out. And so he came in that little bitty room. It would have been very easily to jab two people and walk out the door. Walked down the stairs, he came around the corner, and that's when Dylan saw him. So she didn't come face to face with him. If you look at the layout of the house, he rounded the corner of the stairs, and she could see
his bushy eyebrows.
Yes.
So do you guys think it's just total coincidental? Am I saying right? Is it just a total coincidence that was like his main feature, and then she had all those drawings of
The drawings of
eyebrows?
the eyebrows in her room.
Yeah, I thought that was so weird when that came out. I'm like, that is very odd.
That was strange. That was a little different.
Yeah. What was her major?
No, I'm not trying to get you to believe my side. I am just pointing out facts. These
Yeah,
are
no.
all facts, and you guys can look them all up.
Yeah.
No. I like facts.
Not you, honey. Sorry.
Just a
but some of the
discussion.
Comments.
Okay. I'm not even reading
Yeah.
them. I'm just in my own little world.
The comments are saying, I think this woman's just trying to get us to believe her.
No.
There's nothing to believe. These are all facts.
Yeah, you guys, just as a reminder for anybody that's new over here in the chat,
But
we always like to go off of just facts, and I love to have conversations with multiple people who all have differences of opinions, different facts for all of us to share, because nobody has every single.
No, we don't know. We
Having
weren't
good
there.
conversations,
Nobody was
we can,
there.
you know what
Well,
I'm saying? We can share and grow off of that, and that's why I like to have these conversations. And as we go through, we'll end up having more people come up so that more people can share. I just think these are great conversations to have.
Yeah, I just think that, like I said, that I think they were all intoxicated, and there would be no reason, in my opinion, and I asked my daughter, who is a college student as well, when this very first came out, I said, what would you have done? She said, I would have went right up to my room and went to bed.
Mm,
And hers was a party house as well. So that's what I'm saying. I think there was
yeah.
just so many people in and out. They never knew really who was there, who wasn't, if you look at some of the pictures. And so to me, there would have been no reason to believe, other than being scared,
Yeah.
no reason to believe to call 911. So instead, they're like, hey, have you talked to so-and-so? That's when they called, what was his name? Ethan's friend. Oh, sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, no, I remember they called Ethan's friend, and then there was
One
like
that just
6 or
did the
7 of
interview.
them that had come over. If you guys
Yeah,
could
so
do me
they
a
came over and
favor,
looked.
hold on really fast, Angie. If you guys could do me a favor, you guys can make sure you guys tap the screen, send your daily heart means if you haven't. You guys never have to send gifts, but if you like to, please do, and just keep the chat going. That way, we don't have to worry about TikTok coming over and being like, we don't like this conversation and shut it down. However, if by chance we do, we can go to my backup page, which is in my bio, or over to YT, because sometimes TikTok doesn't like these conversations. So I just want to make sure you put that out there. Typically, as long as everything's moving, we're good, but just in case. Hold on. Somebody asked a question and I wanted to answer it. Yes, we all are dogs. Oh, Karen asked, did they find his DNA in the house? Technically, no. They found it on the sheath of the knife, right? That's the only DNA. But would we expect somebody who is in his master's program for what was his major criminal? It
Criminal
wasn't just
justice.
criminal
Well, yeah.
justice, but it was something about
PhD.
Doctorate.
yeah, it was
doctorate,
yeah. So he knows exactly how to do things without leaving a drop. He's not even leaving a little pubage hair, right? He was covered head to toe,
Yeah,
and
I
wasn't gonna leave
agree.
a fingernail, wasn't leaving nothing. But he did leave the sheath, and I think that was because of the pure shock of the second person being in that room. Again, that's just
I think he might have even been in shock himself, like his adrenaline was so much, and that might have been why he didn't do anything to Dylan as well.
yeah.
I think it was one of Ethan's triplet brothers that came over the next morning, if I'm not
It was
mistaken.
it was their best friend and his girlfriend.
Okay.
They were just on one of the shows yesterday morning. Good Morning America,
Oh, okay.
because they're talking about the documentary that's coming out on the 11th.
Ooh, on the 11th,
Yep.
to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find because I feel
Anyway,
like
just a quick summary again.
no,
I
Angie, you're
would say that
fine.
they're passed out. 2 of them in the same bed. One of them was passed out. God, I'm sorry, my brain. Ethan was passed out. Probably didn't even move. And I personally think, and this is my part of my speculation, my only part of my speculation, was that she probably was coming out to get her DoorDash. And I think when he was coming down the stairs, he'd seen her and chased her back to her room and heard the thud. The thud came from her falling to the floor and the door shutting from her feet. So when you walked by the room, you couldn't see her. You could see partially of her.
So what about the DoorDash? Now I've been seeing something recently come out about the DoorDash. The DoorDash person is speaking out. Is that real or is that someone for fame? What do we think about that?
No,
Because
it's real.
the timeline from when the DoorDash was delivered to when he supposedly showed up we're talking minutes apart.
I think they verified that, didn't they, Brittany?
Yes.
Yeah. And as far as the DNA, he was covered head to toe, so that leads me to think that he touched it, obviously, to put it on himself, not thinking, actually, before he put his gloves on.
Yeah. So, I was gonna say, Brittany, what do you? Because Brittany thinks he is innocent. Brittany does not necessarily think. So I'm gonna get your side, Brittany. What do you think happened? We'll be quiet for a minute. Let you talk.
Now you put me on the spot.
Oh, I don't want to do that. If you're not ready, we can.
No.
Okay.
I get so nervous when I talk.
No, you're
I think my only other live, like I said, was when there was like a full moon, I don't know, like 7 months ago, and I just put my phone on live. So I haven't really talked. Okay.
Your family over here. You have nothing to worry about, love.
Also, there was no alibi. He didn't have an alibi.
Yeah, and his car was a back and forth and around. And again, if you guys have ever been to that area, the driveway. Anyways, but we'll go into all that after we hear what Brittany has to say.
I don't know. I just don't think that he was there, and I have like my suspicions of the soldier. I don't know. It just keeps coming. I hate to say that because my husband's active duty right now.
Oh. Wait, so you were thinking it was a soldier?
Yeah, the guy that I was talking about earlier, the Brent Kolpaka guy.
Oh.
Oh.
The other Angie, do you know anything about that or no?
Yeah, the family has come out and asked that people please quit speaking on his name. That was another speculation. He was a neighbor of his, and I think they had a few conversations maybe at one point in time. He was a veteran, and he unalived himself. So the family asked that the family had asked, come out, made it public that we quit speaking, that he was part of that situation.
So we will do that.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that he was there. And like I have like speculations, but I don't know. I said like the couple things that I don't know. It's just the corruption in that area as far as like the police and the court side goes. I don't know.
I definitely believe there was some corruption going on, especially when the college had written a book before it even pretty much as soon as it happened.
Yeah.
And if you look at some of that stuff that's in that book, it's horrible.
Oh, I haven't read it yet, but yeah,
Police were communicating with the school before they were communicating with a lot of different people that they should have been communicating with. They were having daily conferences that involved the school when the school was not really involved in this. It's an off-campus, it's an off-house camp from the campus. It's a house off campus.
Yeah.
It
Can
really
you
had
guys
nothing to do
imagine
with it.
being these poor individuals' parents and not being able to get information? See, and one thing that they did, in my opinion, that was so wrong. I'm sure that they had their reasons, but they released misinformation, right? That had us all thinking one thing. And then, yeah, we're talking about the Idaho for Brian Kohlberger, he's he's supposed to be accepting a plea deal tomorrow. So we all kind of have a little bit of a differences of opinion. So we're just talking about that. And then in a little bit, we'll bring more people up if you want to talk about it. Then we'll go into all the other topics that you guys are putting in the chat. So stay tuned. We'll get there. But they released a lot of misinformation in the very beginning. And then they come back and they release the real information. And I'm like, what was the purpose of that? Because that just kind of threw everybody off. I don't know. I just feel that Idaho, no offense, Idahoans, if you're in here, but I think they just wanted to cover it up. They wanted to close it as quickly as possible. Again, I fully believe he had something to do with it. I just feel like I don't know if there was somebody else there helping him organize time-wise. How did he squeeze it in from like the minute or two after DoorDash dropped off, or was that just the luck of the charm? And
I think he was already in the house.
Oh, in that. No, because it shows his car pulling up right after. Right?
She said the DoorDash driver said she was parked right beside him.
I want to I'm going to see if I can pull up a video, because I never got to see any of the videos from the DoorDash driver. But when I watched the video, I think I was missing
I don't think the videos have come out yet.
That does. Okay. Because they show his car for about 15-20 minutes before he goes in. You see him go back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, he was making sure those lights were shut off, or that everybody was in the house, in my opinion.
Let me see. What's the name of the thing? It's something dots on micro. Is it microdots? Microdots on YouTube.
I agree, Marcia. She pulled in beside him. I think he was already in the house. He was already upstairs, because Kaylee came running down the stairs and said, "Someone's here." And then that's when Dylan heard Kaylee and Murphy.
Now that would make sense if he was already in there and upstairs.
Yep.
Okay, let me see. Micro. Mike, I think it's microdots. They have the best. They have the best videos.
So, Brittany, what is your opinion? Why you think he did it or didn't do it?
I don't think that he did it 100%. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know.
Do you think he had somebody helping him, or do you think he set somebody up, or?
I don't think that he set somebody up, but I feel like, I don't know, just like looking into his eyes, I don't know, it just creeps.
Okay, well, what about the picture afterwards then? The peace sign that he gave, or the smile that he gave immediately after? That was also made public.
What do you mean the peace sign? What do you mean?
So he was in his bathroom and took a picture with a big, huge smile on his face.
Yeah.
With the missing curtain, with the missing shower curtain.
And the other thing too that I real fast, Brittany, before and hopefully you can answer this. Why, when one of the first things he said when he got arrested, he said, has anyone else been arrested, or was anyone else arrested too?
Nope.
Why would he ask that?
He didn't. That's not been proven either.
Oh, what?
Oh, wait, I know what you're talking about. I remember that was on TV, wasn't it?
That never came out of his mouth though.
No.
And that's not documented anywhere.
Or just the police just randomly say that stuff?
Yeah,
Yes.
This is what, I don't know. This is what I'm talking about. It's like the back and forth. Like there was just so much misinformation from the beginning, and that's
because people speculate, and if they don't speculate, you don't get these things. But yeah, that's what people were saying that he said. Now I don't know if it was somebody inside of the court that day when he was arrested.
Yeah.
But it's never been documented or any video of him saying that.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that answers that question because I heard that. Somebody asked here, can the judge deny his plea offer? No.
Yep. Yeah, he can.
He can?
Yeah, but he's not gonna. It usually doesn't happen, but they can. I mean, they're the judge, they're the ruler.
Yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to mention too, so I have a very close case, and maybe some of you've heard of it, maybe not. His name is Nico Jenkins, and he and his brothers and some friends unalived a girl that I used to babysit as a child. And it was very random as well. She came home, she was working at a bar in the evening. Randomly, there was a McDonald's across the street. Mm-hmm. They spotted her driving home in this back way. She was at a stop sign. They jumped out and pew-pewed her. Didn't know her.
Oh, I do remember this guy. Him.
Yep. So he has changed his plea while incarcerated 4 times.
I thought once you took a plea, you can. Thank you, love. I thought once you
based on the conditions, maybe that.
So this situation. So Kohlberger's situation, they wrote it in the plea deal that he could not change anything. But actually, right now there is a TikToker here that has done interviews with Nico Jenkins, and Nico Jenkins just called him last week. Wow. And wants to do another interview. And then then in my town, my city, they have it on there that now he's changing his mind. So he's up for the DP as well. But he's changing his mind now. Now he's saying he doesn't want it, or changing his plea to, I don't know. There's a bunch going on with it. But so it is possible. Wow. But with Kohlberger's situation, there isn't, because they put it specifically in the plea deal. Yep.
So, but he has until sentencing?
I think he has just until tomorrow the hearing.
Yeah,
Okay.
because once he accepts the plea deal, then the judge at that time will do his sentencing right there. Because that's part of the plea deal, right? Is that he gets life without the possibility of
Yeah,
parole.
and I think, in my opinion, I think that they did do the right thing by taking the plea deal. It's in a bad way. I'm kind of torn a little bit. However, the reason I say I'm kind of glad that they did is because now he can't, I mean, he can't change his mind now. You know what I mean? Like he can't do an appeal, and he's there for life, and he won't be paroled and that kind of thing. I am very sad about it because we probably will never hear the story unless
Yeah.
Kohlberger gives us, as a narcissistic he is, gives us little bits and pieces along
I'm
the
sure
way.
they probably added in though that he cannot make any money off of the deal,
I heard that too. So
which
that
is
was,
typical. So they can't. So I don't know if he ever do if he ever will. Kendra said, "What's the deal?" The deal is that he will plead guilty. They will not go to trial. The death penalty then will be off of the table, and he will be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, and he cannot do any appeal. Again, so it's like it's good and bad, right? It's
yeah.
good because the family then the case is closed. They can move on.
They
Let's
wanted to see him have the death penalty. I think a few of
right,
them, two of them
right.
did, two of the
And so
families.
if they go through trial, they have to hear all of that. He gets the death penalty, but then he also gets to appeal. So every few years, it can
Hmm.
come back up. They never really get to close and move on. But there's so many. I think because the police did such a shitty job, I think that they want to see all of the evidence. They're still. I'm nosy. I'm not, and I don't even know these people. I want to know. I want to know the rest of the evidence as well. And I think that the families do too. Granted, they probably know more than what we do. And again, just because not an attorney, not a judge, none of that stuff. But as a social worker who worked with people who were involved in criminal justice, I sat in the court a lot. And typically, if you have a strong case, you're not offering a plea. So I can't help but to wonder in the back of my mind, why last minute? Why are
Well,
you offering a plea? Why? What
I
happened?
think Ann Taylor was running out of options. I really truly think, well, number one, because he was asked to provide, um, I'm sorry, my mind is crazy, like where he was at that night.
Mm-hmm.
His
And he
alibi.
didn't come up with one for a long time.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's at a park stargazing.
Right.
What the? So that was kind of a trigger for me. And then she's trying to pull those four other people. That's not going to fly because there's no evidence that they were. I mean, she was just pulling names out of anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think she had
Why
any
would
other
that have
option.
why would that have anything to do with I can understand that would be why she would accept it, but why is the state offering it? The state has said from the beginning they
I think a lot
will
of it's
not
money.
offer a deal.
Money.
Or
Plus,
corruption.
Ann Taylor also has another huge DP that she's working as well.
How are they gaining money by offering him a deal? Besides the fact they're just saving money by not going to trial, right?
Oh, yeah, just the cost of everything. I mean, the cost of the attorneys, the time,
Yeah.
the.
I don't know. Something just seems weird.
And to me, I have worked in my field with government agencies as well, and I'm not not saying that they aren't corrupt by any means, but you have 60 FBI agents, you have state agencies, you have local agencies. They are not going to be wrong. They're not going to have let somebody else be out running around in the world for 3 years. They have interviewed everybody. They have ruled everybody out. Not to say that they couldn't be that person, but I think once they found that DNA, that was pretty much a closed case. And they had been following him for a
I
while.
think they stopped looking. I don't think they. It was one sided from the very beginning. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I think my
once
whole
you got,
thing is he didn't have a fair chance. Like he's not having a fair chance at his trial.
but it's DNA. I mean, DNA don't lie. I'm a nurse, so I do
It's been
truly believe in
planted.
biology. So I
I don't know about that would
mean,
be
once they
fantastic.
found that DNA on the sheet, that's, and
Yeah.
then they
I think
followed it backwards.
I think in other places. And then I found
You
it
know
weird
where
that
else?
he also was order or that he has in his Amazon cart he had ordered the same exact sheath or knife or something to replace the one that was lost. And going right back the morning after, within a few hours. There was just so many things. And why was he when they found him in Pennsylvania, why was he dividing up all of his trash and stuff into Ziploc bags and driving around and put it into other people's garbage cans? That's weird.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, there's just a lot of weird things. And to be honest, we're never.
Kayla, then somebody else's DNA would have been on that sheath as well, Kayla, if he handed it off to someone else.
Yeah. Well, I think they said,
And Fred, please don't say that. They are victims just as well.
oh yeah, everybody in that house is,
And they've been cleared.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I still feel like there's something weird in that situation, but I just don't know what it is because we'll never know, right? They're never going to come out with everything that happened. I want to know though, with in the beginning, right, when they said that Bethany had information that would completely oh, look at the puppy, that would completely clear Brian. What was that, and why did that never come out? Because if she has
Where was that set at?
information that came from Anne. Anne put in a request um, to have something come up because Bethany had information that would have cleared him.
Oh, just like he was stargazing. Sorry.
Right.
I didn't see
I
that.
don't think Ann Taylor would throw out her name in something so crazy like that if
Yeah.
there wasn't something
I
said.
don't think Anne would have threw her name under the bus to begin with. I don't think she would have put it out there because everything's supposed to be.
No, I'm saying, but Ann Taylor did. I'm saying I don't think Ann Taylor would throw that type of information out there if it wasn't said.
Oh, I
And
thought
then
I
there was
heard
nothing
that it was
else
said that there was some people that some type of evidence that would show that, but she didn't specifically say Dylan or Bethany.
I don't know which one it was.
I don't think she named a name. I think she just said that somebody had some type of sculpatory evidence. And I think it was the DoorDash driver.
I
think a lot of people, in my opinion, make this whole huge thing out to be something that it's really not. It's
it
simple.
was Bethany.
He went in, he unalived 4 people and walked out the door.
No, it was Bethany that had supposedly, who knows, right? That supposedly had information. I'll have to look into it and do more research and read up on it to see if I can figure it out, what it was. But I just started saying, like, why did that not come up again?
I didn't hear that part. I just heard that somebody had some sculpatory evidence that would clear him. I didn't hear a name specifically tied to it. And I think it's the DoorDash driver that was in the
Could have
document.
been like Brian taunting one of them, and he told Anne. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just think the whole thing is crazy, and it's just frustrating because I'm so nosy. I truly want to know.
Do you guys remember when Brian was trying to apply for the police position or some type of position with the officers?
Mhm.
Well, it was said, and I don't know if it was one of the documentaries or where it was set up, but it was said that he applied for the job to teach them about digital information
Mm.
because they were new in that department.
Mhm.
So in my opinion, I think he may have even had something attached to the house where he could hear them and what was going on inside of it.
Oh, attached
He
to.
definitely was watching.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder how did he know them? Like, was it just
I don't
from?
think it's a connection at all.
It's
He
not-
did see them, I think, at a pool party.
Mm.
And I think he just stalked the area.
Yeah. Yeah, that we don't know. We don't know that's just a guess that he may have had the house bugged or whatever.
Yes, that's just because he was into the digital part of it.
Yeah.
I for sure think that because it was said about his phone and the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Fred, we talked about that. That I'll never get past. I'll never understand that. I'm shocked the state allowed them to take the house down because, again, if they've not gone through the trial, that is evidence. That is a crime scene. Why was that taken down? I feel that that's just weird too. I just felt like we were never going to get anywhere with this case, fully anywhere, anyways, no matter what happens, whether we went to trial, didn't go to trial, pleads guilty, not. I feel like we're never going to fully get the answers.
Yeah, I just think he was just unfortunately deranged, and he had to write that paper for class. And I think that he just really wanted to act it out and see how it really felt.
We talk about extra credit. Jesus, that's
Yep.
crazy.
I was also thinking that as well. Like that was another one of my things, like
Yeah.
the perfect,
I think he just spotted the house and saw that a bunch of girls lived there and that it was a party house and that people were coming and going without the doors being unlocked. And he sat and watched them at night.
Hold on, really, really fast. MM and Maria, well, welcome here since you're new here. Welcome to the Sock Gang. What we're doing is we're talking about the Brian Kohlberger, the Idaho 4. He was offered a plea deal that he's supposed to be accepting tomorrow. So we're just kind of talking about that, talking about our differences of opinions, what we think, don't think, what we agree upon, don't agree upon, just getting all the information. Fred got his popcorn, so he's ready for it. And then once we're done with that, we're going to go into some other things, because there has been some crazy shit popping off on the TikTok streets today. So
No, I just heard something that in the comments that I didn't know about either about Kalaya.
I didn't know that either till they came in and just told me. Like I said, I knew yesterday or someday. I guess Jenny had pulled up on Toxic and was going to try to pick her up or take her or something. But again, they haven't really been coming up on my stuff, so I'm not sure. So,
well, I saw a video of Jeannie in a car, like she walked up to a car. It wasn't really said because she just said goodbye then or something. It wasn't dramatic.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a couple days ago.
Yeah, and then I think someone sent me a video of Fly, but that's, he speaks in partial code.
Right.
It's never a full sentence. So you have to try to figure it out. He's like, well, to court, and I don't know, my mom, and then Kalaya is in, and then and I'm like,
but I have 2 kids that I love the most.
I'm like, can we get the rest? So anyways, so I really don't know. I feel bad for. We definitely are gonna take some time for sure to talk about Sunny. I did do.
I don't know who she is. She's new to me.
Sunny. Well, let's make sure. Are we?
I was just going to ask
on
Brittany,
the on Brian Kohlberg, Idaho 4? Is there anything else we want to talk about there, or are we good
I want
to
to hear
move
some
on?
more on what Brittany thinks. What else do you have, Brittany?
Yeah, Brittany. And then we'll move on. We're gonna go into the Sunny thing for sure.
I mean, pretty much. I think I said pretty much everything. But like the him acting out like the perfect. That was like at the top of my mind, like when I started researching him a long time ago when it first happened, and then I was like, well, now it just feels like maybe one-sided, and maybe there's another side that we don't even know about, and the gag order. It's just like,
Yeah.
we don't know anything, and I don't know.
Yeah, I just think the gag order actually is probably a good thing. However, it could also be a bad thing because of the speculation. You don't give us enough information, then people are going to speculate. Then you go down the rabbit holes, and then you do all kinds of crazy things. But it's a high profile. I mean, there's 4 innocent college kids that lost their life due to a crazy guy that wanted to act out his criminology. But I think what helped me the most as well is listening to one of the investigators that is on TikTok. And then also, to be honest with you, his classmate.
Oh, Brian's classmate?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Keep talking.
I knew you were going to ask me that. Oh my gosh, what is his name?
Oh,
Anybody help me out?
I think I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name. Was it
He
the
went
one
to
back
school
in
with Matt
Pennsylvania?
DeSalle.
Was it the one back in Pennsylvania?
DeSalle University, is that in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know who you're talking about.
Oh, what is his name? I just happened to stumble across him, but he made some very good points, and then that just made it more justifiable for me.
I will have to try to find him. Sorry, I had to get lotion.
But I mean, there's all kinds of crazy things. Like there was tunnels and there was rugs involved and all kinds of
Yeah.
neighbors. And I'm like, come on, you guys, really?
We'll go into Sunny next, guys. That's what
I
we're gonna
didn't
do.
believe any of that stuff.
Oh, good. Yeah, I didn't either. And somebody just said they went down the rabbit hole. I'm like, Missy, don't go down the rabbit hole. Don't do it.
Yeah, there's a
I
there's
think
a
I
lot
really
of
think it's
conspiracy theories and crazy
yeah.
stories out there. That's why over here I really like to try to stick to facts, whatever it is that we can verify. But in this case, it has made it very difficult because
Yeah.
the police, the school, everybody is just mum's the word. They're not talking, and so
I think it was just in a small community like that. It was hard to believe that some stranger would just go randomly do that. I think that was the whole thing. But I come from a bigger city, so it's and it actually. I mean, I was not. I don't want to say involved, but I mean, I knew somebody that it happened to. So it's very common. I mean, they just randomly followed her from McDonald's to her home at a stop sign and jumped out of the car and did it.
yeah,
They had
unfortunately,
no clue,
off.
no clue who she was.
That is
So it can happen. And I just think with the weapon that he used and the two girls being asleep and no screaming and no really justification why you would think somebody was being unalived in your home.
yeah, it's crazy. So basically, we've come to the conclusion we're never gonna know.
No.
We'll absolutely never know. So
Only
we'll end
Brian
on
knows.
that and move on to the other topics that we want to talk about today because there has been a lot going on. So if you guys want to, you guys are welcome to stay up here. But if you guys want to drop down and join in the comments, you're welcome to do so as well. I'm going to start it by giving a rundown and then showing some videos. And then we're going to talk about it.
Thank you for having me up here.
Anytime, love. Now I'm going to make you come up more often to get you out, Brittany.
You should.
I appreciate you, love. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
But I think I'm
I
going to
don't
jump
know
down
how to
too.
drop
Angie.
down. I don't know how to.
I'll help you. Okay, thank you, Angie. Thank you for you coming up as well. I
Yeah.
definitely appreciate it. I'll see you in the comments. Bye. Okay, guys. So for this part, this is when I really need you guys to get your fingers to work and tap the screen because this is a very sensitive topic. I'm going to give you guys a trigger warning on DV, on just trigger warning, okay? I'm going to try to keep this as TikTok friendly as possible. Hello, Michelle. If you guys are not following my YT, it is the same as my TikTok name. It's also my bio. It's just Angie W1470. I also have a backup page, which is just Angie Reviews, also in my bio. So if by chance they cut me off, we will go over to there. So I want to talk about Sunny. Sunny Christina is a streamer. She has been dating QT for a while. If you guys are new here, you don't know who I am. My name is Angie. I've been a social worker for 30 years. 20 I did family social work. I got my my certification in DV assistance. Hi, no. And so I know like a lot of the triggers and a lot of the different areas that are dangerous. So with Sunny, she started dating QT, but they weren't dating. Okay. They both knew, hi Jade. She knew that he was still with other women. You know what I'm saying? He was still doing his thing. They weren't official, but she was playing the role. Hi, bless mama. She was playing the role as girlfriend without the title, knowing he was still doing whatever. Now, that's not to diss her. I'm just giving you guys a background. Okay? Yeah. I'm trying, honey. I'm hoping she sees a video, something, because she needs to know. In reality, they only made it official for a few months, like a few months after that, right? Then I can't remember the time frame now, but it's probably about 5-6 months ago. She did a video where her house was destroyed. Somebody took her iPad and pew-pewed it. Now, for a lot of people, that was their biggest red flag. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe they did that. Where to me, that was not the biggest red flag. Is that concerning? Absolutely. But the thing that was done that to me was like life-threatening danger. And again, this is not just me from doing my work. You can look this up anywhere, any type of psychology, situations, papers, etc. When he destroyed her house the first time, he cut up a lot of things. Like I said, pewed the iPad, but her bed, he took and stabbed the bed multiple times. That is a very, very personable thing. That is not a random person coming in to your house and trying to break in or go through your stuff and doing that. Allegedly, I have to say allegedly, QT did this to not to Nunu, sorry, Nunu was just gifted with time, thank you, love, to Sunny. Now, this was months ago, okay? And so she ended up having to stay with him again because her shit was all messed up. Now, she just as quickly, she put it out there that QT did it. Then just as quickly came on and said, it was a skit, it was a skit, it was a skit. So a lot of people message me. I will tell you, I will bet you my bottom dollar that is not a skit. And let me tell you why. You have nothing to gain from that. She had to basically replace everything in the home. The TV was broke. The iPad was broke. The bed was, I believe even the couch, I can't remember. Clothes were cut up, right? So you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars. You have nothing to gain from that. They're not the type of TikTokers that do skits and then gain a bunch of, new followers and whatnot. They're battlers. That's what they do. So that's not gaining them money. So that is not a skit. Okay. Now, QT bought a house. He was doing all of the renovations. Of course, she was there cheering him on, supporting him, helping him through the whole time and staying there. She has since bought a house. She said that she had to get back with QT because of the language barrier. She couldn't speak to the people working in the house because she doesn't speak any Spanish. So he was basically giving them all the instructions and telling them what to do. House is move-in ready. She's ready to move in today or tomorrow. She gets a video from the contractors that the house is destroyed. Holes in the walls. Fireplace broken. I'm going to show you.
What did I do? Holes in all my wall. The fucking worker just sent me this. My whole fireplace cracked open. What did I do to deserve any of this? What the fuck did I do? I'm supposed to move in tomorrow. I can't even move now. I really don't know what the fuck I mean. Holes in all my wall.
First off, Sunny, you didn't do anything. You did nothing to deserve that. You have somebody who has some issues, allegedly, right? They wanted to do whatever he needed to do to assure that you weren't able to leave. He doesn't want you. He just doesn't want nobody else to want you. Yeah, she needs to get cameras for sure. I believe she had some in the other one, but he has access to all of that. He has access to the house. He has keys to the house. He has keys to absolutely everything. Yeah, Sunny did not. No victim ever does anything to deserve this. But I want to show you guys. I haven't seen this one. I want to show you guys some videos of him responding. Okay. Now imagine. Let me show you this one first of her. Okay.
If something happens, it's still broken. Like, this shit is fucked up. This shit is so fucking weird. This shit is so fucking weird. Like, I'm
Please
so
keep
fucking
tapping
hurt.
the screen, guys.
This shit is fucking disgusting. And everybody around this person just fucking enables them. Everything is okay. Everything is fine. They can do anything. Like, this shit is fucked up. And nobody's gonna give a fuck. Nobody that's around him is gonna tell him that this behavior is fucking disgusting. Like, my shit here is still broken. Like, this shit is fucked up. This shit is so fucking weird. This shit is so fucking weird. Like, I'm so fucking hurt. This shit is fucking disgusting. And everybody around this person just fucking enables them. Everything is okay. Everything is fine. They can do anything. Like, this shit is fucked up. And no.
Linda, I'm glad. Listen, if you guys need to step away for this, please do. I do not want to trigger anybody. That is not what I want to do. But I also want to have open conversations about this. So if you guys do need to step away, please feel free to do so. Yeah. She's enabling him by letting him get away with it over and over. I get what you're saying. I think it's thank you, love. I think it's the way that you said it. In a sense, you're correct. People will only do what you allow them to do, allow them to get away with. And yes, she has gone back many times. She may go back after this, right? But we can't continue to just hit while they're down. You know what I'm saying? We need to support more than ever if they go back, right? Oh, hold on. Authentically Sunny wants to come up. Hello, love.
Hello. I'm sorry, I just wanted to pop up because like piggybacking off of what you're saying, it's totally true, and I just feel like saying that is almost like victim blaming.
Absolutely.
And I saw somebody in the chat say it takes like an average of 7 times, and that's like a fact. Like, you can look it up on Google.
It is.
So I just wanted to say, like, don't victim blame, because that's gross behavior.
Right. And like she says in there too, she's like, what did I do? You did nothing. And yeah, she went back the last time. She may go back again. But eventually, hopefully, she's going to leave. My hope and prayer is that she leaves before it's too late. And I don't know. I don't know, Sunny. I don't know QT, but I'm going to show you some videos of QT as well. The way he's gaslighting and manipulating not just her, but everybody else. You can see there's not an ounce of remorse in your body. If you truly love somebody or cared for somebody and something like this just happened to them, I would feel like you would have some type of remorse. He has absolutely none. And the one thing, like with the whole bed thing, right? Obviously, we learned about it when we were going through school, whatever, right? But I actually had a client that happened to her. And, the stabbing of the bed, right? And I didn't know at the time the whole significance of it, whatnot, until she's no longer with us. And then I became obsessed. What did I miss? What could I have done differently? And that is how I was able to get in and go in through the whole psyche, like the psychological piece of that action to the bed. And most people, if they stay in situations where they do that, they don't make it out alive. I don't want to open my TikTok one day and see Sunny was such a beautiful person. She had such a beautiful smile, beautiful laugh, whatever the case may be. I don't want to open that, so there will be zero victim blaming in my chat. If that's your thought process, this is your time to scroll on, because we won't have that here. We're going to be here to support her.
It was truly just like I saw like two comments and my blood just started to boil because like I couldn't imagine being like I've been in my own situations, right? If somebody would have ever said that to me, like I would have probably RIP'd their face. Like
Right.
that's not okay to ever blame somebody in that situation. And yes, it's an act of choice, but those people that you go back to are often manipulative. They love bomb you into thinking, oh, I'm gonna change, and it never happens. And that's unfortunately the reality of the cycle of what she's going through, and it's truly heartbreaking. So I was like, oh, no, I gotta pop up for a second.
I appreciate it for sure, love, because I do try to keep up on the comments, but obviously I can't always keep up on when I'm doing that. But yeah, I wasn't trying to blame. I did say it wrong. I just meant he's going to keep. Absolutely, yeah, he is going to keep doing it as long as she keeps going back. And the worst part is, it's going to get worse, right? Each time gets worse when you go back. He's going to go, if she goes back, she'll go back and she'll be love bombed, right? And everything is going to be so great and wonderful. And I'm so sorry. I didn't mean blah, 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 blah. And then the next time it gets worse, right? So all it is support, you guys. She has to be able to see instead of like, I saw comments on hers the last time she went back. And I just thought it was just sick. I don't know what type of support she has, but it's just family support or whatnot. But when this happened last time, and I was in her live, and people were saying, "You deserve it. You shouldn't have went back. It's gonna get just all of this stuff." And she never deserves it. Nobody ever deserves it, right? But when you don't have anybody to support you, you have no family support, and she even said financially she doesn't even have a way to fix it. So of course he's gonna be like, well, I'll fix it for you, I'll do this. I'm assuming he's going to love bomb. I don't know the words that are gonna be used, but we just have to I just started on this topic. We have to be supportive, you guys. We have to. And if we're not going to be supportive, then this isn't the right page for you. But I do want to go on to some of the videos that QT has posted up as well today. Okay. I haven't seen this one, so I don't know what this one is.
Double. If something happened to me, something happened to the person. And speed, I don't do the whole posting guns and stuff. I don't do that.
I don't know what that is. Let me see.
Holes in all my wall.
Oh, I see. Des. So just so I understand, so this was this was her boyfriend before QT, right? This is one of the twins that you guys were telling me about. Yeah, if you guys haven't been in this situation, it's people won't understand. People always say, oh, it's so easy to leave, it's so easy to do that. No, it's not. Okay, I just want to make sure. So what does it say? I just got word that bro being violent again. He always wants to be included. And then put clown emoji. Oh, okay, that's all it said. But let me find QT's response.
It's crazy I even have to make a video like this, but I do. First of all, I didn't do nothing to Sunny's house. I don't know why I'm being accused of that shit, getting pointed fingers. The girl didn't even go there first. Second off, I will happily speak to the cops. She filed a police report, so they should come talk to me, right? They come talk to me. I happily abide and speak to the cops. I have nothing else to say, nothing bad to say about her. It is what it is. It's crazy I even have to make a video like this, but...
Yeah, I wish it was that easy, right, Angie? And just leave walk, but yeah, it's not that easy. Is it just me, or that is like the most it's just ridiculous. I have to make this video. I didn't do it. I don't know. I'll talk to the police. It's whatever. Nothing bad to say.
Even that sounded like narcissistic. The way that he said it, it was super condescending. Like, well, if like she filed a police report, they would come talk to me, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very
Ow.
there is another one because his mom comes in and talks to him. His mom got the call. Hold on, let me see if I can. QT. Let me see if I can find it. I thought I saved it, but maybe not. But yeah, Sunny called his mom, and the mom wakes up. Oh, here's one. Oh, hold on.
You guys can't. You have serious issues. Show me proof of me doing that. You guys can't show me no proof of me doing that. Stop, bro. Bro, you guys are hurting her. I swear you guys are hurting her. I'm not even bullshit. I'm telling you, I'm going to sue her for defamation of character. I'm dead ass. You guys are coming to my page because of her. I'm telling you, doing that to cover up what you did. Fuck you mean I'm doing that to cover up what I did? It's what I didn't do. She goes on the internet without even going to the house, without calling the cops, without nothing. First thing she texts me in the morning. Why did you go break my house? What are you talking about now? Nah, bro, I did nothing to deserve this. What are you talking about? Your house is fine. The dude dead ass sent me a video. Builder, Sunday. He sent me a video at 4 p.m. Sunday. And I said, bro, she said, bro, shut the F up with the lying shit. I'm calling the cops. And I'm like, call for what? And I'm like, your address is on the internet and you're posting on Snapchat. You're getting security. You have no brains. Call the cops when you get there. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything, but still do the report. Don't go on the internet saying I did anything without proof. On God, if you play with my name again, I'm suing you for defamation of character. I still love you, but can't have you just fucking up my name like she always does. You have serious issues. Show me proof of me doing that. You guys can't show me no proof of me doing that. Stop.
Shut up, QT. Did you guys see what he threw in there after all of that stuff, right? Yeah, he knows the workers. He's been the one communicating. He has the keys. He's the only other person that I know of. Well, maybe the builders, right? But why would the builders do it? Because they're, you know what I'm saying? But then, exactly, Mama. I still love you, but he had to throw that in. Mind you, she had posted a video that he was just out with another girl. Whether it was last night, night before, whatever it was. And then she was like, well, just so you know, if he was, whatever girl he was out with, just know he was with me the day before. She has to, she has to grow and learn. Listen, be thankful you got someone else to take your trash out for you. Lose your 140 pounds or 50 pounds, whatever it is his little ass weighs. Let them take your trash out for you. But I grasp it's going to be, difficult to do, but it's going to get worse. And this was a way for, she was getting too independent, in my opinion, for him. What other way to get her to have to come back than to destroy what
It's
she
a control thing.
Oh, absolutely. Coffee, we're talking about Sunny and QT. The cameras need to be hidden though. I agree. And she needs to now change all of her locks. She needs to, have hidden cameras inside, outside, the whole nine. And so even if when she files the police report, because the police do that, right? So if she files a police report, she can say, this is who I think it is. This is who has access to it. But again, if there's absolutely no proof, no evidence, they're not going to be able to do anything. On what Chrissy said? Who's that? Oh, is somebody in here? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it, and I will. Did you see about the safety plan? Oh, I haven't yet, but we're not on that subject yet. But when we get there, I will.
Can I also say, Ange, the reason why I think she retracts her statements and gets mad at people online for talking about it is because she doesn't have that support like we were talking about. So she vents, right? And she gets it out. And then he causes her repercussions for her doing that. So she's essentially, it's that, cycle where he's forcing her to retract her statements, which is where, it's a skit came in. And I think, if you haven't been through it, you don't necessarily fully understand that cycle. But when you don't have anybody and, you have hundreds of people that are watching you and listening to you and supporting you, in that moment, it sounds like a good idea until you have to go home at night.
Right. Agree.
So,
100%. Agree. And again, if you haven't been through it, you don't know. It's like, okay, he broke my stuff. He did this. Damn it. I just spoke out of anger. I shouldn't have done that. Because now when I go home, I have nowhere else to go. He's broke both of my houses. I have to go to his house.
exactly. And it's to keep her there.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said she's getting too independent, so we had to break it. Then, so in the back of her mind, she's now thinking, oh my God, what punishment am I going to get? What is he going to do to me now? So she then has to quickly retract her statement, be like, oh, it was a skit, or oh, it was this. And then as long as you still have all of the people on the internet saying, well, you deserve it, you keep going back to it, you're going to do it. No, that is the wrong thing to say. It reminds me of, and I unfortunately I did not know this beautiful lady when she was still with us. She's a big TikTok creator that saved foxes and stuff. And apparently she just took her own life because of TikTok bullies.
It's sad. It's truly sad, and it's not just the bully she has to deal with, it's him as well. So
Right.
when she says something, she's not getting mad at the people watching because she's mad at them. She's taking her frustration and her anger that she can't let out at home on everybody because he's forcing her to retract her statement.
Right. Can you?
So I wanted to say that as well.
No, you're 100% right. Can you guys imagine, right? Let's say same scenario, but instead of, I have a couple hundred people in my room, right? I'm a small creator. She's a much bigger creator. So she has hundreds, if not thousands of people in her room. So can you imagine if all of those people in her room and or in her videos, instead of making negative comments about, well, you deserved it, or well, that's what you get for going back, or well, whatever, saying all those negative things, if all of those people instead went in and said, you are beautiful, you are strong, you got this, you can do this on your own, we're here to support you, and just positive affirmations, right? Remember, I told you guys, if you guys have been with me for a long time, I was in a DV situation way back in the day, many moons ago, right? And it doesn't start physical. It almost never starts physical. If it started physical the first time, we'd always just be out, right? But it starts mental, emotional, right?
That's how they trap you.
Yeah, it's like, where are you going? Why do you have to have your hair done? Why is your makeup on? Just go to the store. Who are you trying to impress? So slowly but surely, you stop doing that. You stop doing the different things to take care of yourself. And then it's like, nobody else is ever going to want you. You're not good enough. Look at you. Look how fat you are. Mind you, at the time, I still weighed under 100 pounds. Look how fat you are. No man's ever going to want you. You're disgusting. But all of these things, I believed it. So when I left, I went through a DV class, and this is how I ended up deciding to get certified and become a DV counselor. The DV counselor told me, she says, every single day, every time you go in and wash your hands, I want you to say, I am strong, I am brave, I am beautiful, I can do all of those things, right? Whatever it was that he said, she wanted me to say the opposite, that I am. And the first time I was like, I'm not doing that, stupid, right? And by the second, third, fourth time, I was like, I'm beautiful, I am brave. Within like 3 to 4 days, because remember, that was over a several year period that I was told how horrible I was, how ugly, how disgusting, how stupid I am.
And you begin to believe it.
You believe it, right? So now the only way to get yourself to believe that you're the opposite is to tell yourself. So the first one was like, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm brave. By about a weekend, every much man, I'm like, you're a bad bitch. You are beautiful. You got this. You don't deserve that. You deserve the world. Like, I felt it. I was empowered. My whole body felt different. I started doing my hair and my makeup again. Before, when I would do my hair and makeup, I would be scared. I would be timid. I would cry trying to do it. I would do it and then wash it off. And makeup is like one of my things that I've loved forever to do. And then I started doing it, and I was back. Like, the full me was back. So Sunny is in that situation, in my opinion. I don't know the people. So if we were all over there telling her how amazing she is, how strong she is, how beautiful she is, how great she's doing, that she can do this on her own, instead of bashing her for going back, imagine where she could be instead of where she is.
Yeah. And I don't like women that tear down women either. Yeah. And somebody said it's not right to blame QT right away. But, in my opinion, the proof is in the pudding. It's happened once. Mm-hmm. Like you said, he was the only one available to the contractors that could communicate with the contractors, had the key, all of this stuff. She went out to the club the night before, and then boom, her house is destroyed.
Right.
And she knows that relationship because she's in it.
And it's all
So
I said alleged. Do I feel like it's him? Yes, but it's I have to say alleged because we don't have the proof.
Concrete proof.
Yeah, I still loved you, still love me. Exactly. He knows that that's good. Who says that after saying all that negative stuff? I still love you, but I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna do all of this stuff, but I still love you. You know, and there's more. I'll try to find some more while Sammy's chatting.
Yeah, the I still love you is just him at her heartstrings. You know what I mean? It's him putting that little bit of oomph at the end of the message of the trash that he's talking just to get her reeled back in the tiniest little bit. Because she's so beaten down and at that spot, which I'm sure many of us in this chat have been, Angie, and that one little phrase can be like, you know, just that one little phrase, and he knows that.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, here's the one. Okay, here's the one with her mom, or with his mom. Sorry. Hold on. Let me turn it up.
And exactly, Danny. Yeah, he knew she didn't have them.
What do I need to prove where I was for? What the fuck do I need to prove where I was? This girl posts everything on the internet, man. Everything, bro. Imagine anything at all just gets posted to the internet, bro. Shit's so crazy, bro.
Oh, this is the mom.
Shit is so crazy, bro.
What's crazy, bro, is the fact that someone just said, well, just prove where you were, and you couldn't. You instantly came with this response, why do I have to prove where I was? Why do I have to prove where I was? Well, because you broke her house. The hell? You good? Was that a sneeze? Jesus Christ. Sounded like your whole damn head blew up. God, wait, did you guys hear? That was a sneeze. Anyways, you already broke her shit one time, and now it happened again, so that's why we would want, but we'll continue. And then I'll play when his mom comes in.
And then last night she hearted it. Oh, you're not welcome here. Hearted it. Wouldn't be surprised if she did this to herself. Bro.
Oh, so did that hurt your feelings, QT?
Did he say she probably did it herself?
Yeah, hold on, I'm going to back it up just a little bit because it sounds like he's saying that somebody put a comment up that, we'll listen to it again, something about that he's not welcome there, and she hearted that. So it sounds like that upset her, or that upset him. And then somebody in the comment said that he's reading says she probably did it herself. So.
And then last night she hearted it. Oh, you're not welcome here. Hearted it. Wouldn't be surprised if she did this to herself. Bro, so that is some weird shit. Last night, let me see what time she hearted it. You're not welcome here. Because I texted her, you're not welcome here. Let me see what time she hearted it.
Oh, so hold on. So he
sent that to
her and said, you're not welcome here. Well, that's funny. Why would she need to be welcome there? She has her new home. Why would he, you know what I'm saying? Why would that? So was that before she even found out that her home was destroyed? Well, it had to have been because that she didn't get the video till the morning. So he goes and messes up her house, then texts her and says, you're not welcome here. Mind you, he was mad because she was at the club, right? And then now he's going to tell us what time she hearted it. Let's see. Oh, this is where mom comes in. But I just want to say, again, that's another thing of control. She's out at the club. She's having a good time. So he has to do something to destroy it, right? You're not welcome here. Okay, cool. I don't need to go there. I got my own place. I got my own shit. I don't need to go there. So he hearted it. But look, how many times did he say, she hearted, you're not welcome here. She's hearted it. What do you want her to do? You wanted her to cry and you know what I'm saying? But now this is when his mom comes in to ask him about, what did you do?
Why?
Well, because, man, that's what I have to literally wake up to.
Who cares? Calls from her and her telling me he did this, he did this. I was like, when? Or where? I told you I called this. I don't understand this bullshit. Tell her to call. I did. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck is this shit about, bro? You spoke to her? No, I didn't call her nothing. I just texted her. Maybe she blocked me already. I don't know. She likes to block me and unblock me 100 times. I woke up and I missed her and she texted me. She texted me at 10:20, but I wake up at 10:30. And then 10 minutes later, I just texted her, what are you talking about? And she's talking about, you broke my house, you broke my house. She sent me a video. I don't know if she sent me a video of it just like catch it. That's fucking low. What is he done? That sucks. But yeah, I wish she would stop talking about you not like that. Prove where I was? What do I need to prove where I was for?
Shut up, QT. Wow. And mind you, he lives with his mom. Okay? He's living with his mom or his mom's living with him or whatever. And he's stressed out about her getting her own place and having her own shit. Yeah, the mom is definitely, I feel like, in a sense, enabling that situation. Because I tell you, that was my son. He would have been off the, I don't care, adult or not. My boys are 31 and 25. They would have snatched that shit right out the wall. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a conversation. What did she say? She said, what is going on? What happened? What did you do? Sunny called me, woke me up. I'm tired of waking up having to deal with this shit. He was like, what? We'll tell her to call the police. The mom said, I did tell her to call the police. He says she's just crazy. And she's like, well, I'm tired of dealing with this stuff. No, and I know he has multiple houses. I know he's doing good for himself too. So I didn't mean that as a diss in any way, shape, or form. And I'm proud of him for taking care of his mom, right? So I don't mean that in a negative way. Okay, there's one more video though that I saw. Is this the same one of? Oh, this is the same one where he apologized. I didn't see this though. This is the caption at the bottom. Sorry that happened to her, for real. I really care for her. All of this stuff is gaslighting to the fullest.
AF.
6:30. Okay, this was yesterday. QT talks Sunny breakup. Says he's laughing because Sunny can't do better. Okay, so this is before it all happened. I didn't see these videos. We're watching it together.
We're not together.
Hold on.
Okay, that is true. That's man. That is true. I don't know why she did that. She wants to hide. She wants to hide me. This and that. Blah blah. We're not together. 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 And she goes on live drunk, fucking saying I was with them the other day. Starting fresh is impossible. Girl does not trust me at all. I don't know why she wants to see me so bad. She said you're not the best she could get, bro. I don't know how many times I gotta explain this to women. I gotta explain this to women. Ladies, like that ass. Girls can fuck whoever they want, 100%. Can you keep the guy? No, the guy's not gonna stay with you. I'm just keeping it 100, bro. Is the guy gonna be faithful? Want to see you do good? This and that? Probably not, bro. Probably not. Just keep it 100. Bro, I'm just keeping it 100, bro. Like all these girls, like, oh, I could get a high value man. I could get this and that. Yes, you could fuck them for sure, 100%. 100%. Can you keep them? Probably not, bro. Probably not. I can do so much better. I can do so much better. No, you probably can't. No, you probably can't. You could probably fuck someone richer. Probably.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, I'm gonna get to that point too, if not more. You know what I mean? Oh, and going to the club every fucking weekend, yeah, you're definitely gonna find the man you want. You're gonna find someone worse than me. But I laugh, like, okay, that is.
It's the gaslight that blows my mind. Yeah, sure.
To everyone.
Yeah, you're not gonna find anybody better than me. Maybe they'll have more money, but they'll never better me. Cutie, what do you have to offer? He's very dangerous. Yeah, the gaslighting is craziness. I didn't even see that one. Let me see if there's any more.
Unfortunately, bro, I'm gonna have to make
Oh, here's another one of him whining. He's just over here whining and complaining about his name being tarnished because of Sunny. So we'll do this one. This will be the last one, and then we'll finish up on this topic because
I swear. Okay. Unfortunately, bro, I'm gonna have to make a video on everything, bro, because this is just it's always the same shit, bro. Trying to tarnish my name, bro. This shit is fucking ridiculous.
wow.
Girl loves to talk about she was so good to me, this and that, and a bunch of bullshit, bro. This is not trust me, bro. I swear to God, no man wants a girl like this on my soul. I'll put it on everything I love. No man wants this. Just because you were loyal and you didn't get with no dudes, that does not mean you were good to me. I don't know what what good to her is. I really don't understand. I don't. And I'm gonna speak on all this later. You guys will see. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Like, bro, are you shitting me? Holes in all my wall. The fuck? They just sent me this. My whole fire.
So where is
That is him putting her down because that's the retaliation of it all. Like, I just can't. Sorry, go ahead.
You know, that's exactly what I'm saying is now he's putting a video out saying, I'm going to spill all her tea. I'm going to talk about her. I'm going to put absolutely everything out there because she's tarnishing my name or just speaking the truth, QT, because sometimes the truth hurts. But now you're threatening to spread a bunch of stuff about her. Again, it just goes to show the gaslighting and the manipulation. So it's basically, you better come back, Sunny, and you better tell them I didn't do this, or I'm going to start saying a whole bunch of stuff about you. And we can go on it. Yeah, you guys please keep tapping, because him and a few others, they do like to come in and report my stuff. So make sure you guys tap, do your daily heart meets. You guys never have to give me, but if you like to, please feel free to do so, because that does keep it from my account coming down. There was one other one. I know I said I was going to move on, but I'm going to see if this one is what I'm thinking.
He's going to either tell lies or talk about her reaction to his treatment. I'm trying to say the word without saying the word.
Right. QT look up sent clips. QT getting sent clips of Sunny. Wait, what was this? Oh, that's probably a long time ago. Oh, that was 4 days ago. He was mad because Sunny was on live doing a battle with 2K. And that was flirting because they were battling. Mind you, that's how she makes her money. He is such a jealous individual. It's absolutely ridiculous. But mind you, he tells her all the time that he's taking other girls on trips with her, sleeping with other girls the whole night. Look how he treated. Oh, I don't know anything about that. I've heard about that in the past, that he was in a DV situation before. Yeah, 2K is not interested. You haven't seen me in so long. Well, America, I missed you. I did take some time off a little bit because I had moved and we just had a lot of family stuff going on. So, yeah. So, anyways, that is my update on Sunny and QT. If you guys can keep Sunny in your thoughts and your prayers, if you guys see her live or you see her videos, if you guys can just go in and leave comments of just positive affirmations, let her know she's not alone. She has an army behind her. She's got this. She's strong. She's beautiful. She has a support system. I think that's the most important thing. Let's try to bring her into the Stock family, right? And let her know she is not alone. And that is the most important thing. Because if you guys go and you guys look at her comment sections in a lot of her videos, it is a lot of hate. And do you guys notice how, like, okay, so like we're the Sock gang, right? So we have a sock behind our name. Guess what? What does QT have behind his name? You guys know that? He has a knife behind his. So his is QT claps with a knife. Isn't that crazy? Like, and then again, let's go back to what he did to the bed. Now, what he did today was terrible. They probably didn't do it to the bed because there was no bed there. But ladies, men, this goes to you too, because DV goes both ways, you guys. If anybody ever does anything to your bed, especially with a knife, right? That is, you have to leave quickly. Most people do not survive that situation. Okay, that is very, very, yeah, fit of passion. That is very personal. And no, that's again, that's not a skit, and that's not a random break-in. I would love for somebody to show me another just random break-in where somebody just randomly breaks into your house, doesn't steal your stuff, but damages the TV, damages the iPad, all of the other stuff. But let's just pretend they stole it and then they stop to the bed. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen because that is a very personable attack. So Sunny needs prayer. She needs your support, and I pray that the Stock family will be able to do that and continue to. Yeah, and he has a pattern now. He's gonna keep at it, but she needs to know she has support. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions on that? Thoughts, opinions, whatnot? And then we'll move on to the next.
Thank you for having me up.
Anytime, love. Always love.
I've missed your lives for like weeks and weeks now. Quick question off topic. Have you announced the big news?
Wait, which big news?
I don't know. You were going to make videos on it and it was like
yes.
big news.
I did. So yeah, man, being off well. And that's why I was gone for like 5 weeks. So I retired from my job. My daughter pulled a 2K. I have a 2K daughter. My daughter said, well, let me back up a little bit more for those that don't know. I actually had a pretty significant heart attack, and I did not take it seriously. Matter of fact, I had it at 1:36 p.m. on a Thursday, and I was back at work at 9 a.m. on Friday the next day. My daughter is a nurse, and because I didn't take it seriously, I kind of had, my health was just not where it needed to be. And so my daughter called me and said, listen, I know you love your job, this is your dream job, but they have a big property with multiple houses on it. She said, what would you think about retiring and coming and taking care of your grandbaby and moving into one of the houses here? Because that was my biggest thing.
Dream.
My own living space. And so that's what I did. And so they take care of all my bills. And then they pay me as well to take care of the baby. So I get to spend every single day with my 1-year-old grandbaby and my kids. We live on a big, beautiful property. I have my own place. And so that is it is such a blessing. I'm very, very thankful. And then I do TikTok is just like, I do that for like extra money, side money, spending money, whatever the case may be.
Having fun money.
Yeah, and it is I will say it was quite a shock because I made a good living, and so it was for my income to go down from what it was, to making like a tenth of what I was making was a big shock, but I also don't have the same amount of bills. And so it's nice. You guys, always come on and you guys always spoil me and send me gifts and stuff. And so that helps out and takes care of, some of the bills or side money and whatnot. So that was the biggest thing is that I had a heart attack. My daughter retired me. I moved. So I left my job. I moved, taking care of the grandbaby. Then we found out that my youngest son has, they call it a brain tumor, but it's not really like in the brain, and it's non-cancerous right now. But it's up
My
here.
mom has that.
Yeah, it's up here at the top of his nasal cavity, right in between. And it's growing, and so his left frontal lobe is filled with fluid, and so that has been a massive struggle with trying to get him in to see the correct type of doctor. Then we had a passing in the family. So there was a good few weeks there that I was just off of social media altogether. I couldn't function with everything that was going on. And so
I did know about that, and I'm sorry that you are going through all that. I know how stressful that is, but I truly believe that God has perfect timing for everything, and now you have the time and availability to be there.
Man, you are spot on, because I tell you, it was almost literally like a day or two after I retired was when basically all hell broke loose. It was like, bam, someone's on hospice where you're gonna help take care of that person, which is a blessing, an absolute blessing, right? And then the next day, my son was diagnosed with the brain tumor, and then it's been one thing after another. But had I still been working, I would not have been able to absolutely function. Thank you guys so much. And so it's been good. And now that I've been back and being consistent, it helps me so much. You guys don't even know how much you guys help me. Stephanie, I 100% will share, because it is so important. And I shared before, thank God, because we have a SOC member, I won't release names, but we have a SOC member who reached out to me about a week after I shared and said, thank God you told me your symptoms, because I had no idea. I wasn't feeling well. Then I remember you told me your symptoms. I went to the hospital and I had a heart attack and had to have surgery. She's like, I would have stayed home. I probably wouldn't be here. So we'll go into the next story, but this is very important, and so I will. And actually, maybe I'll do a video on it too. For women especially, heart attacks are very much different. Now, a little bit of backstory. Heart issues do run in my family. My dad had a massive heart attack very young, I think like 54, and he had to live in a nursing home from 54 till he passed at 70. And so my dad's cardiologist had given me this little thing that had 2 aspirin in it, right? And so she said, if just in case, if you ever have the sign, you think you're having a heart attack, it's not going to hurt you. Take one at the first sign of a heart attack, and then I think it was 30 minutes later, if you still have it, take the other one. Okay, so this was a Thursday. I was at work. I had clients in office, and I had a staff member. I felt perfectly fine. Nothing was wrong. I literally was I just went to stand up, and I just remember grabbing my chest and saying, something's not right. My chest hurts. And I looked at the clock. It was 1:36 p.m. I texted my daughter, the one I live with that's a nurse, and I said, are you busy? She says, no, on break. And I texted her back and I said exactly what happened. But then I remembered I need to go take that aspirin. Now, it never clicked in my mind I was having a heart attack, because you don't know what it feels like. I felt like my chest was just being crushed. But more importantly, what hurt was my arm. And whatever this part right here of my neck, this hurt so bad. It was like sticking out, and it hurt so bad. And my mouth tasted like I was just sucking on a metal rod. It had such a metallic taste in my mouth. But my daughter did not respond back right away. And so I thought, well, it must not be that bad. And then my memory starts to go foggy. I don't have a whole lot of memory. I remember saying, I think I just need to go outside and get some fresh air. And apparently from security cameras, I just went and got on the elevator, my office on the first floor. And I took it to the 3rd floor, and I came right back down and went back into my office. I was trying to get my students to wrap up and head out. And then finally I told my staff member, I'm like, I don't feel good. I think I just need to go home. And I only live a mile from home, and I drove home. And I went and laid down, and my daughter texted me like an hour and a half later. No, she called me. She's like, where the fuck are you at? I'm like, at home. She's like, get to the hospital right now. Call 911, which I drove myself to the hospital. And when you have a heart attack, they can tell by your blood, right? So by the time I got to the hospital and they did the blood, it was almost, or maybe that was like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. So they said, well, your numbers are bad, but they're not terrible, but they're not good. And they have to take it an hour later. And then when I told them I had my heart, or I had the feeling at 1:36, they said, okay, they're bad, because had we taken at 136, they would have been very bad. And so then they were better, a little bit better in that next hour. But they said you definitely had a heart attack. Don't ever wait for your daughter to message you back again, especially with her being a nurse. She could have had a patient that coded or whatever that called her out. So to wait for her to respond back is crazy. She's like, so you need to come in right away. You need to call 911. She said the only thing that probably saved my life was taking that aspirin. I took the aspirin right at 136 when I first felt it. And then I took it either 15 or 30 minutes later. I took the second one. Aspirin is imperative. Always have aspirin on you, you guys. It is like a blood thinner. So if you're having a heart attack, at least I think that's what it does. It helps. It saved my life, basically. And so it's imperative for us to do that. So for women, a lot of times it's either back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, the feeling of metal, super fatigued. I went from like having the most energy and being okay to I was just out of it. I was really out of it. To be honest, I don't even remember driving to the hospital. The only thing I remember when I got there was like, oh shit, I hope I remember to put my shorts on. Because I got home and took my shorts off and just laid down in my t-shirt, and I did. So yes, absolutely, Heather. They do present definitely different in women. So look up the symptoms so you know all of the symptoms. A lot of times people will say that you'll collapse, or different things. I didn't. I did, like I said, it's kind of hard to act it out because this is a tall table. But so if I was sitting, so I was mid-sit and I was just like, I hurt, but I was able to move. I was able to walk around, but I knew something was wrong. I knew I was alert enough to know, look at the time, take the medication, text my daughter, and that's what I did. And so that is what led to me retiring early. My mother passed away at 64, and on her deathbed, she told me, she said, if you promise me anything, let it be this. Don't work till the day you die and not get to spend time with your family like I did. She says, I worked from 13 to 64. I found out I was dying. I had cancer. I had to call and say I was retiring. And 38 days later, she passed away. And so that was a wake-up call for me. And I've always been terrified that with Jordan, the youngest, she wasn't going to have memories of me, and that hurt my heart. And so I'm truly blessed that I'm in a situation to where I get to be with my grandkids every day. I have my own home. They have their own home. That was huge for me. We're on the same property, and I'm okay. I miss work. I miss my clients, but they still call and ask me for help, so it's okay. So I get my little work in, and now I just do TikTok for work and take care of the grandbaby. So that's what I do.
You remind me so much of my dad, and he had heart disease and he passed away at 50. And I love hearing this from you because I learn things new, and I love talking to you, and thank you for having me up.
Love. Anytime. You're welcome. Anytime, love. And I'm sorry about your dad. Yeah, my dad was, like I said, he was 54, and they found him unconscious outside, and he was on life support for 3 days till I finally found him. And
I'm so sorry.
But he lived, listen, they said he was going to live 1 to 2 months, and he lived 14 years. So it was a blessing, and I just needed to take from that and know it was time for me to slow down. My job was a lot of stress, a lot of hustle and bustle. And then I put TikTok on top of it, right? So I'd go to work every day from 9 till 5:30, and then I would jump on live at 6 o'clock every day on TikTok, and then try to do videos in between because I love doing this so much. And I was making a difference, and I was connecting with people, and I had no downtime. And then I would make sure I'd have the grandkids too, right? So I have 4 kids, but 3 of them each have 2 kids. So 3 weekends a month I have a group of my grandkids, right? And then 1 week a month where I have no grandkids, and that doesn't always work out. And so there just wasn't a lot of downtime, where now I have that, and I'm very, very blessed. So thank you for asking. I always think that everyone just, knows, but I was gone so quick after because with moving and the grandbaby's first birthday and just so much stuff going on. So I appreciate that. Thank you, love.
You're welcome. Like I said, God has plans and everything happens for a reason. And I think it's amazing that you are where you are. And I'm so happy for you.
Thanks, love. I appreciate it. You guys have
It
been
was so good talking to everybody. And thank you, everybody, for the gifts. You did not have to do that.
They love you. We all do.
I love you guys. Have a good evening.
Have a good idea, love. Or have a good day, love. And I will see you down in the comments. I'm doing too many things at once.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye. I had no idea you were gone. Yeah, I took just a few weeks off because, like I said, it was just a lot happened all at one time. And I tried to go live one time and I was not fully there because my mind was on so much other stuff. And I need to fully be there. If I'm going to do this, I need to be there. So here I am. I can't believe today is July 1st. That means my birthday is in 2 weeks. We're going to have a birthday party. Passed away due to cancer. Yeah, I tell ya. Cancer is tough. My grandma passed from cancer, and then my mom passed from cancer. I'm like, ugh. Yes, I am doing okay. It's your anniversary. Happy anniversary, love. Your birthday was yesterday. Well, happy late birthday. I totally get it. I just got told today I don't need a procedure. I do need it. Wait. I totally get it. I just got told today I don't need a procedure. I have insurance. Wait, you do need it or you don't need it? I'm confused. Oh, and you hate. So you do need it, but your insurance won't cover it. That's what my son's going through. I absolutely hate it. Your birthday's on the 13th. My grandson's is the 12th. Now I need some on the 14th. I do need, but listen, insurance is absolutely terrible. Oh, yeah, we can talk about the toxic situation. You guys are just gonna have to help me out because I know nothing about it. Your son's is the 12th too. I bet you he's amazing. My grandson is. He is my favorite grandson ever. He's my only one. I have 5 granddaughters. So my daughter's is the 30th. Okay, so let's focus on toxic. Let me do. I know we have a lot of July babies. Let me look it up. So I don't see a whole lot from toxic, Fly, Kayla, none of them anymore. So I will look it up. Like I said, I was sent a video the other day where Jenny pulled up, I guess, to toxic or maybe. No way, Bella. We're birthday twins? I very rarely ever meet anyone that has the same birthday as me. Well, happy almost birthday twin. Twinsies. Okay. Focus, Angie. So I was sent a video the other day and it looked like, I don't know if Jenny, I thought maybe she was pulling up to pick baby K up for visitation or whatever, but then it was saying something that Toxic's not doing something right, and I guess she was trying to take him. I have no idea. So can you guys fill me in? I seen it on Snap today on Fly Stories. Oh, that's really hard to follow for me. I did get sent some videos of him doing it, but again, I couldn't understand. It was like 10 sentences, but none of them were finished. I was so confused. Her parents have baby K temporarily. Is CPS involved? Wait, what happened? Is this about the boat thing or did something else happen? I saw there was a whole bunch of fire. Wait a minute, what the hell? Can somebody come up and explain to me what's happening? Who knows if Fly is telling the truth? Oh, I can't believe. Wait, so is all of this coming from Fly or is Toxic saying anything? I have not seen a thing. Well, if they have a safety plan, then CPS has to be involved. Because that's something that CPS will do. That's their first step typically, is to write a safety plan so the child can still be around. All right, let me look up and see if I can, let's see what I can find. Okay. And it's not been confirmed by Toxic. So who put it out there? Was it Fly that put it out there? No disrespect to Fly. But again, I would want more information. What would make them take the child and give the child to the grand? What would they have to find? Yeah, CPS plays Baby K with her grandparents. Oh, July 3rd. I don't know. Let me see. Baby K removed. Let's see. I'm gonna see what I can find here. Yeah, this is all Fly saying it again. No disrespect to Fly. Yes, of course, love. Someone said a dirty way. No, I know that there was a lot of backlash talk, whatever. Ashley, hey love, about the whole boat situation. Now I don't know if that's what brought it in. I also had heard, this was a while ago, someone did a video on, is it Yazzie, his name? Yazzie? Something like that. They showed a picture of him when him and Toxic first started dating and now, and he looks completely zooted. Okay, so the boat situation, from all I know, is, okay, Yazzie, thank you. Yazzie, Toxic, and Baby K all went out on a boat. Baby K did not have on a life jacket. Now, I don't know if that's legal, if that's a law in Florida that they don't have to have one on. They just need to have one in the boat. They did have one in the boat. She did not have one on. Well, apparently they were driving really fast, and two jet skiers collided because they were going fast. And she didn't have on a life jacket, and people were like heated, I guess, in the comment section. Why you would have to have it on? Yeah, that's what I mean. Most places, I think, even if it's not a law, I just kind of think like, hello, why wouldn't we have right? Okay, let me see how old this is. Oh, that's 4/7. We don't want that. Okay, all of these are from Fly. Again, no disrespect to Fly, but I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt.
My daughter is under a safety plan. She's only allowed to be with her grandparents. Basically got taken, due to because there was some things that happened a few days ago when my mom showed up, and there was a reason. There was a few reasons why my daughter's on a safety plan. So that's what's going on right now. Just wanted to let you guys know that and inform you guys. You guys, my daughter.
Okay. Why would we need to know that? Why do we feel the need to come on and put onto social media that CPS has removed a child, if that's what it is, right? I don't want to collide with you. I don't understand that. Why do we need to know anything? Just saying. I think, I think that there needs to be a fine line with parents who are doing social media. There needs to be not a fine line. There needs to be a fat ass line that people stop putting out so much information. Nobody needs to know that. And on the flip side, if the child, in this situation, let's just say that CPS in fact took the child away from the mother. Guess where CPS would look at next for that child to be placed? With the father. So the fact that the child is not with the father also tells me you're in the same situation, right? So I'm not sure if this was a tooting my own horn because the baby got taken away from mom. The baby wasn't placed with dad. If the only best place for them is with the grandparents, what's that say about both parents? Again, I don't know this to be true. Until I have other information, I don't really want to talk about it. I mean, it doesn't matter if he's on the birth certificate or not. Yeah, a lot of people think that the birth certificate makes the biggest difference. It truly doesn't. If there's a signed affidavit of birth and or a DNA test, my understanding they've done a DNA test. That's all that they need. Yeah, and a lot of times, you guys, it could be rage baiting. So I don't want to dive into this if it's not even true. I definitely do not want to spread any type of rumors. I scanned through real fast, and I don't even see that T pages are picking up on it.
So
Besides, I mean, they're reposting what he's saying. Let's see. What's this one?
taking them toxic. Is under a safety plan. She's only allowed to be
this
with her
is
grandparents.
Yeah, these are just all
Of certain things. So, and I wasn't the one that did any of that. So, obviously.
yeah, it's something right now I don't want to talk about because I need concrete evidence of what happened before I'm comfortable putting it out there, spreading any newsworthiness. Fly's the only one that's saying anything about it. Toxic hasn't come out and said anything. Yazzie hasn't said anything. Kayla hasn't said anything. Jenny hasn't said anything. Red hasn't said anything. They're all on TikTok. So till I have more concrete evidence, I really don't want to spread any information that very well could be misinformation. I don't know. Yeah. I take everything that I hear with a grain of salt until I have actual evidence. And that's some really damning evidence to spread. And again, yeah, I don't understand that. We don't know, beautiful Chester. We don't know what happened. We have no idea. I don't know if anything happened. There could be absolutely nothing that happened. Fly put out a post that baby K was taken away by CPS and placed with the grandparents. That's all we know. But I don't even know that to be true. And it just said with grandparents. So was it with Jenny or was it with her parents? We don't know. And again, until I have concrete evidence, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to spread any misinformation because we're only hearing it right now from one side. He shouldn't want his daughter. Yeah, we have mom. Jenny always said she was going to turn into CPS. Yeah, I've never understood that. My first conversation I ever had with Fly, I told him, I said, right now your biggest issue is your mom. And he's like, no, I completely disagree. I'm like, well, your mom is sitting in front of your child talking absolutely horribly about you. That's a negative. Whether it's true or not, that doesn't matter. It should not be said in front of the child. He was actively trying to see the child. She's saying negative things, talking about how you're, it's going to be scary to go over there. You don't want to go over to your dad's house because, you're going to get whatever. All of that is negative. And it should not be online. So she's doing that on TikTok. That's crazy. If in fact the child is removed from CPS, the fact that he came online to talk about it, that's crazy. Let's not forget, remember when I just read the transcript of 2K and Bree's thing from May 2nd. The judge said it perfectly. The internet is forever. Eventually your kids are going to be old enough to go in here and Google and look this stuff up. They're going to be able to see everything mommy and daddy said about mommy and daddy or me or the grandparents or whatever. Unacceptable. I don't know, Stephanie. And I don't want to spread it because he's the only one saying anything, so I don't know it to be true. He just said that she was taken away. There's a safety plan and the baby has to stay with the grandparents. That's all he said. I don't know it to be true. No one else has said anything. And again, I don't like to spread any misinformation. I believe that Fly will be a product of his mother. Possibly, I don't know. I don't know, much about them, their family. For some reason, everyone thinks that, like, I'm besties with them. I know the whole family. Like, we hang out all the time. I know everything about them. I truly don't. I truly don't. We've spoke a few times. We've done a few battles together. Whatever. I will always be open to have a conversation with anybody who is willing to ask for advice and ask for help. I don't care who they are. I'll always be willing to do that if I can help anybody. But I just don't think that there is no reason for us to be going on live and putting this information out. She's young enough to where she may never remember this. This could just be a summer trip at grandma's, right? But now in 10 years or whatever, when she's old enough and she goes on and she looks, she's gonna see that she got taken away by CPS and put that. So it wasn't a fun summer at grandma's house. It was because CPS took it. Or it was supposed to be a fun weekend at grandma's house, but my dad lied and said that. You see what I'm saying? So there's just no win. There is no winning in this situation. I don't understand why he chose to take it to the internet. I don't understand. I will never understand. So we'll just stop talking about this because my blood pressure's going up. That I just, no, I don't like that. I do not like that. Yeah. Right now, Stephanie, in regards to this, that would be the best thing to do, is stop talking. Because he's only going to hurt doing this. He's only hurting his own case. If that's the case, CPS involved, that he's hurting his own chances at potentially being able to get her by doing this. I don't know. I'm not saying that he is lying about it. I just don't know. Without any evidence, my channel is not to spread information that we don't know to be true or not true. And again, I just feel like even if it is true, to be honest, I wouldn't talk about it. That's just not something that should be online, right? So, what products do you? Oh, man, I'll have to bring it up. Listen. There is this we just went. I just started 10 conversations. This is all this is all my natural curl. I use this product. I'll do a video on it, but I'm gonna do a video because my daughter Jasmine, who I live with, has this. Have you guys seen that brush on TikTok that you like brush through and it gives you perfect curls? I'm always like, yeah, that shit doesn't work. I've been asking Jasmine, like, what product are you using in your hair because your curls are amazing? It's the brush, you guys. It's the brush. So I'm gonna do a video. I'll put on the products that I use. The products I use are all from a black-owned company. They work in all hair textures, hairstyles. They are the best. And that the Bounce Curl Brush, love it. I mean, my daughter's curls are so defined and so perfect. And again, that brush works on all hair types. Her hair is amazing. And then she did it on my granddaughter's hair. It's absolutely beautiful. So, is your head good? Your head's good?
Yeah.
After that sneeze, I just wanted to double check on you. Make sure you give yourself a concussion.
I'm pretty sure I'm starting to become allergic to dogs.
Oh no!
At least dog fur.
That's terrible. Yeah, I for sure will do a video. We'll probably do it this weekend when Jasmine does her hair. I'm going to have her try it on mine as well. I'm feeling a little better. My throat is still sore. I'm still congested, but I don't have a fever, which is good. So, they have a fine and volume 1. Yeah, I'm telling you, my daughter's hair is so stunning. I cannot believe it just... What if I have... Oh, no, I don't. Did I do a picture? Of just her hair. Let me see. You guys just have to see it. I'll have to show it to you. Because I don't think I have one in here of just her hair. Let me just look really fast. So I know she did Braylon's too. This is when we did it. Let me see. Hold on. I'm not going to go any further than this. I just know we did it on this trip. Nope, I don't have it. But I will, like I said, we're going to do a video. Yes! I had to. Well, we had to talk about we've talked about a lot of stuff. We're going to end up wrapping up here. We talked about Brian KOHBERGER. We talked about, oh, good, Heather, because, I'm very sad. Thank you. I just, spoke with her yesterday. I was hoping, because I asked her, I said, did you get a hold of Heather? She's like, I don't have her contact information. I'm like, oh my God, it's just Heather. I was trying to look too. My middle son hair is ringlet, so beautiful. Red. Oh, I have tips on how to manage it. Yeah, really, the hair products that I have, like I said, I love because they work on all hair products. Mine, I have these type of curls, which are kind of like more like wavy curls. My daughters obviously have more tight curls. Jasmine has a little bit more coarser curls than Tajane. And then Ava has a different type of curl. She has a lot more coarse in her hair. Braylon just has a full thick head of hair and curls. And then the Jamal's two girls both have thinner, they have hair more so like mine. And this product works on everybody's hair. So it's all about not overwashing your hair. That's the worst thing you can do. A lot of people think you have to wash your hair every day. Don't do that. And then just the right products. So I'll do a video on the products I use, and then the brush we'll do Jasmine's hair. So all right, guys. Well, we had a good long live. Oh, last thing I have to tell you guys. So I post everything over on YT, right? So if you guys ever miss me, or you just want to hear my voice, go to YT. I've been doing so good at getting everything I put over here on this here Tickety Talkity over on the YT. So the other day when we read the first part of the transcript from Bree and 2K, the just over 3 hour live, I uploaded it. It took like 8 hours to download. I uploaded it to YT. Honey, it has no sound. It has no sound. So frustrating. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record it as just an audio, almost like an audio book, and I'm just going to read the entire transcript, beginning to end, all in one fell swoop, and then it's just gonna be posted over there. It won't be a picture, nothing. It's just gonna be an audio book in a sense. So it'll be a good thing to fall asleep to. So I will probably do that tomorrow. I was so frustrated when I finally got it done. And then, like I said, it took so many hours to upload. I should have known something was wrong. And instantly, I had like 30 or 40 views over there. And then, bam. They're like, oh, it's froze. There's no sound. I'm like, no. My YT is the same as my TikTok. It's AngieW1470, and there should be a link in my bio as well. And you guys are killing it over there. I so appreciate you guys, especially now that I'm not working. I make my YT is also monetized now. You don't make a whole lot of money over there. I think I've made $40 this month. Ballin'. But it's just nice to have over there. And I just put everything that I put on here, I just put over there. And then I also talk about over there sometimes. I'll talk about YT stuff. There's YT drama that you guys don't, maybe over here on TikTok, you guys aren't familiar with. So I'll do some videos about that. I missed you guys too. I'm so glad you guys are back. So I will be going live almost every single day. Probably not weekends. I think I'm taking weekends off. But about between 6 and 6:30, I'll be here every day. Oh, Peaches, we're just finishing. But I'm going to upload it and put it over on YT. So you'll be able to watch it over there. Because yeah, we took a lot. Playboy Pierre. I don't know. We did talk about it a little bit, but the only person that's put it out is Fly. I have no information. So I don't know. I am in Washington, Pacific Standard Time. Oh, I also did a video to show you guys how, can I pull it up over here? How dark it, or how late it stays light out here. Let me see if I can pull it up on here. I haven't posted it yet, but let me see.
It was some type of car.
Let me see.
Hey guys, I just want.
Shut up. Oh no. Oh, I can't pull my drafts up over here. I'll have to show you. Because yeah, it's still light as can be outside. Hold on, I'm gonna unplug this. Wait, how do I switch it? See? We still got blue skies, sunny as can be. Yeah, last night I came out, it was like 10:15. I was hoping it would be pitch black. It was dark, but it wasn't like pitch black yet. Yeah, I'm in Pacific Standard Time, so it's 8:35 for me right now. So 8:35. What time zone are you, Peaches? Tay! Hi, love. It's midnight and pitch dark. 2 hours ahead. Okay. Yeah, so 8 o'clock your time. 8:30. Just depends on what time they get home. And then I try to jump on. Okay. Yep. So just no always 2 or 3 hours behind you guys. So 6 o'clock, 6:30 my time, Monday through Friday, I will go live. Periodically there may be a day, depending on baseball, that I may not, but I'll do my best. Yep, so 8 o'clock your time. Tomorrow I'll be on here. We'll be ready to talk. So think of some subjects you guys want to talk about, and we will go from there. So I'm going to download this one right now and get ready to get it sent over to YT. And check out my YT. It has several new videos up. I think I did 4 or 5 videos yesterday. So it has several new videos, so go check it out. All right, loves. Love y'all. Have a good night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again. Bye.